It's been a very interesting 24 hours for Zerbi, Brighton, and everything surrounding this situation. We're going to delve into it in a little bit more detail. Make sure like buttons have been smashed, by the way. Make sure you are subscribing. Some other managerial stories too, plus the pursuit of a striker at Arsenal. Some interesting news on that today. Now, Brighton have officially confirmed that Roberto De Zerbi is leaving Brighton at the end of the season. The reasons coming out for this is that Tony Bloom and De Zerbi have had a falling out. Nothing toxic, nothing nasty, but De Zerbi wants a change in policy in terms of the transfer window, which I understand. I also agree and concur with Brighton saying, no, this is our model. They still do not have the sustainable long-term income to start increasing their wage bill exponentially, increasing how much they're spending on players and agent fees. And when you start moving up the brackets in terms of the marketplaces that you're in, all those costs spiral. Brighton are not in a position where they can afford to do that yet. So essentially, Tony Bloom and De Zerbi have said, we are going to part ways. De Zerbi is at a point where he has seen his stock grow, but he wants to build a team. Brighton's model is as soon as you start getting whoa, that's a decent side. Liverpool's and Chelsea's, etc., will come in and take your best players. So De Zerbi wants to put himself into the shop window. Now, the Bayern Munich deal is what everybody expected. And then varying reports over 24 hours. He's on the list. He's off the list. He's now been confirmed as of this point. Listen, we don't know if Bayern Munich, it could change. He is not going to become the Bayern Munich manager. There's some big clubs in Italy that are looking at him. And what I was told, speaking to a few journalists privately yesterday, is that he's also waiting on big Italian offers. And he believes there'll be a big offer or two from Premier League clubs as well. And I like this from De Zerbi. I like it from the point of view and perspective that a lot of people challenge him as whether or not he's good enough at the highest level. I like the fact that he's saying, let me build something. Let me go to a big team and I can show you. I can manage the personalities. I can make the football good. I can win trophies. And I like seeing that ambition from him. I understand Brighton's situation, it doesn't suit him anymore. He wants to move on. But Brighton are going to move a lot slower than a manager. Brighton have got essentially eternity to keep getting better, where managers like players, everybody has a shelf life. So I understand why De Zerbi's doing this. When it comes to potentially coming to Man United, I've never been called a football hipster, ever, or a tactico. So I don't think I fit into the category that people that get accused of just liking De Zerbi because his football's nice. I think there's a real quality head coach and manager in De Zerbi, but he has to step up now. And I would like to see him come to Manchester United personally. I believe there is a top-class manager and head coach in there. He was on the list of managers to replace Pep. Omar Barada was advocating for that. He's going to be our new CEO. There could be a marry up there. But where do you think he will end up and where do you think he will go? Now, another interesting story yesterday came from Jacob Steinberg, very credible journalist, who stated, and I quote, that Kieran McKenna is high on Chelsea's shortlist if Pochettino leaves. Brighton are also targeting him as well. Brighton, by the way, also looking at Vincent Kompany, I was told yesterday. So keep your eye out for that. But Kieran McKenna, linked to Manchester United, is now linked to Chelsea. And of course, look, I want to counter this claim with a report I read today that the feeling within Poch's camp is that he wants to continue at Chelsea next season, but he wants to have a bigger voice on transfers. This is where Poch leaving could still happen. He wants to have a big say on transfers, and the club is essentially saying, as of now, by what we read and what we're told, so when I say what I'm told, I reach out to journalists. I'm not speaking to inside sources. I've never claimed to do that. And of course, what we all read is that the club are saying, no, we buy the players. We have a strategy. You can have an input, but you're not going to get control over that. If that then means that Poch leaves, of course, we've mentioned De Zerbi, but a name now linked with him as Chelsea as well is Kieran McKenna. And I'm not surprised, and I'm going to keep the same energy for Chelsea as I did for Man United. The big question mark is he ready for a club of that size? But he's been tipped to get to this level for many, many years, Kieran McKenna. For many, many years, if you go back and read articles from 4 or 5 years ago, there was talk about this young man becoming a manager of one of the top 6 clubs. People said that he had the sort of the tactical understanding and the coaching ability and the football awareness to get to that level. So I'm personally not surprised to see Chelsea and Manchester United at this point linked to him as he does back-to-back promotions with Ipswich. I think it's the first time in 25 years I read that they're going to be in the Premier League. That can't be right. Surely they've been, maybe it has been that long. Anyway, I read it's been a long time. Some of you might correct me in there. I may have misread that. But Chelsea fans, if Poch is leaving, Kieran McKenna, what would your response to that be? How would that make you feel? Confident, positive, worried, concerned? Let me know in the comments section below, please. Let me know. Remember, we are sponsored today by Brickhouse Nutrition. As you all know, I'm on a quest to make myself a lot healthier. The weight's coming off, my fitness is coming back, I'm eating well. But you always need to supplement this, and Brickhouse Nutrition is the best in the business. The product of theirs I use the most is Field of Greens. Now, Field of Greens is a real and organic blend of superfoods. So when you read the back here, it's things like spinach and parsley, green peppers, apple that go into making their products. It's also suitable for everyone in your home. So it isn't like a lot of these sort of industry leading products that your kids can't touch. In fact, you can't have more than one of them a day, that give you stomach problems, etc. This will improve your digestion. This will improve your general day-to-day health. It truly, truly will. So scan the QR code on the screen. If you use promo code SQUAD, I can get you 15% discount, but go and check it out. This is my favorite flavor as well, but this is wild berry. I love it. And just to show you, well, look, it's open. I use it. I drink it. It's very, very nice indeed. They've got a lot of great products on there as well. And I do recommend for men, try Force as well. Force it's again, full of pure goodness and organic. There's no sort of factory-made chemicals in this. This here, especially if you're a little bit older, it really helps give you more energy and sort of unlock your nutrition. So go and check out those supplements. Of course, take with like a really good diet as well. You can't eat McDonald's and then drink these and then feel great. You need to be a mixture of these things. So go and check it out. Now, I want to speak on Arsenal for a moment, because what kind of summer are Arsenal going to have? And I was reading this article, and here's a snippet from it from John Cross, who said Arsenal's interest in Ivan Toney has now waned. It is highly unlikely he will sign for Arsenal this summer. Neither will Alexander Isak. Arsenal monitored the player when he went to Newcastle, but no longer retain an interest, especially not at the mooted £120 million price tag. So there's been a lot. We've done videos, many videos on the links to both these players, and they've been heavily linked to Arsenal. And it now appears John Cross, who I think a lot of Arsenal fans trust, has said, well, it's not happening. It's not going to advance. It's not going to motor forward. So that's a very different story and a very different noise to what we've seen in the last couple of months. But what kind of summer will Arsenal have? Well, we know they're linked to Sesko. We know they're linked to Jimenez. We know they're also linked to the lad who plays for Sporting Lisbon. His name's eluding me. Gyökeres. We know he's linked to them. But what else are they going to do? And it's interesting. This was met at the same time as Josh Kroenke has been speaking. I'm going to read these words out to you here. He says, while we are undoubtedly proud of the progress we have made, I want to be clear that no one at the club will stand still. However, things finished today, and we are all working behind the scenes to move things forward again. And I think I said yesterday about Man City getting scarier next year and remaining as dangerous, if not more so. Arsenal were going to follow suit. It doesn't sound like they're going to stand on ceremony. So yes, some of the players they've been linked to are going to change. And that is very, very natural. That is very, very normal for that to happen. Remember, Arsenal wanted Buendia before they ended up being able to get Odegaard. And sometimes you can have a priority that changes based on the availability of someone. If suddenly there could be loads of clubs this summer who are prioritizing Cisco. Oh, we want to get Benjamin Cisco. That's their number one choice. and then Erling Haaland becomes available for some reason, their priorities can change. That doesn't mean the original news article was wrong. And any YouTubers or any content creators that are pushing that notion, they're just very sad and deranged people. Just remember that. But Arsenal are going to go big. I really think they're going to spend a lot of money. Anywhere between 150 to 250 million pound could be spent by them this summer, improving their front line, improving their midfield, I think bolstering the back line as well. But Arsenal fans, with John Cross ruling out Isak, ruling out Ivan Toney, who would you like to see your club go for? If they're not going to happen, I'd love to get your views and I'd love to get your opinions on that. Until next time, everybody, look after yourselves. Be safe, be lucky, take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace!